Okay, so today we have an issue we're going to try to solve. It's the first time in a while that we've had a day that's not just gross rainy or gross cold or both. So I'm going to try to do some work out here with the chicken pens. Part of the problem, well, even today it's still drippy. It's just not what I would call rainy. What we're going to try to do is, well, let me show you. Here, because it's been so rainy and cold and wet and windy for days, we have this space that's just a mess, right? It's just sloppy, it's muddy, their feet get muddy, which also leads to like the eggs and stuff getting muddy, though that doesn't affect anything. But it's just one of the things we'd rather not deal with. So what we need to do is try to cover this with some type of just material so it soaks up some of this water and mud. We normally, like I said, can do that with the yard when this is all mowed. However, in the winter, it's wet and gross and you can't mow it efficiently because normally I take all the clippings and put the clippings in here and the ladies love that. So our plan now is going to be to take all their bedding from inside, since I need to swap that out, dump it out here so that it actually soaks up a lot of the stuff outside, and then put fresh bedding inside. So what we have here is a wide shot of this entire hay nest or straw nest, if you want to call that, for the bedding that I have to get out of here into that muddy space and then replace with fresh bedding. Also, word to the wise, which by the way, this looks like a creepy slasher video because I have this heat lamp light right here and it's red. But be aware that you should be wearing a mask when you do stuff like this. One, because, hey, you're dealing with chicken poop, and that's not really a secret. The other is that you're going to be kicking up a lot of dust, just dirt and whatever, and just from the straw or hay or whatever, from you like raking it up or shoveling it up, it's just going to be putting stuff in the air that's probably not the best for you to be breathing in. So get you a mask or a respirator or whatever, and it'll save your lungs and your nose a little bit. Here's what the inside looks like after putting in a little bit of elbow grease and getting everything tossed out and getting the bedding replaced. And this is the mess I made outside before I've spread all the old bedding around to cover this muddy surface. And here's the finished product, if we want to call it that. But basically, this should keep the birds all happier for a bit. Probably have to do this again in about a month, but as you can see in their space, covered up as much of the muddy spots as we could, tried to pack it up a little bit around the areas they normally stand in and whatnot, but this should work for now and take care of them for at least a couple weeks. Don't expect this to stay this nice. Obviously the next time it rains it'll thin out, but it'll be much better than it was an hour and a half ago. And that's it. Like I said, it doesn't take too long. It's about an hour and a half process really to get all of that done. But it's one of those things that even though it probably doesn't necessarily harm the chickens to be in the mud and everything else, it's more of just like, I don't know, a considerate quality of life thing. And like I said, you know, if you are worried about mud getting on your eggs or whatever, that is something that will carry into their nesting box or whatever, so you will get a couple of muddy eggs. And again, it doesn't necessarily affect the quality, but it's just something that's nicer to not have to worry about rinsing off, I guess. But it's one of those things just nice to do. It's a good way to cycle out their bedding anyway and keep it clean inside. And it's a kind of a different answer that we don't have like we normally have during the summer. You know, that's one of the things. Hopefully, we'll still be doing this on the channel and I can show you during the summer. The chickens actually really love that whenever we mow the lawn and then just move everything in there. All the clippings, they just go nuts picking through it and it's awesome. But during the like 4 or 5 months of darkness here, where it's just rainy and wet, it just doesn't make sense to try to attack the lawn in that matter. So we got to use some extra straw and take care of things that way. Also, if any of you were curious, this is the type of straw that I used. But you can use almost anything you can pick up at your local farm supply, tractor supply, anything like that. The chickens don't seem to care too much. They just need somewhere if they just want to like keep warm inside, or you want to change out stuff in their nesting box so it stays comfortable. Remember, if you haven't, please consider liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and helping us out so we can get more viewers and grow the channel. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.